Good morning, Gemster.
He's alive.
It's live!
It's alive. What's up, buddy? Good morning.
Let me just turn the... There we go.
Was I too hot?
No, it wasn't you, it was the game. Game's hot.
Game's hot. Man's not hot. Game's hot. How you doing?
I am great. How are you today?
Fantastic, buddy. Fantastic. Aside from my keyboard getting all coffeed up and I had to open it and repair it,
That's
everything's
a minor
fine.
problem.
Minor, yeah, we got over that hump. It's working fine, and we're back on board. So thanks for joining me. Thank you, guys. Check out SimUK on
Yes,
his
check me
YouTube
out.
channel.
Check
He
me
has
out.
plenty of YouTube channels. He's got a lot of good stuff, and some of it is, especially the series, Is It Any Good? So check out Is It Any Good? He does wonderful reviews on his YouTube channel about games and gives good, clear, concise thoughts. Uh, Very unbiased and very down to earth. So check him out.
Thank you.
SimUK on YouTube. All
Thank you
right,
very
so
much.
give us a little summary of Radio General. You've been talking to the devs about this game as well, so maybe we can get some more insight on what this game is all about.
Well, it's similar to Radio Commander, a game that came out, I think, middle of last year or something. That was based in Vietnam. This is a World War II similar equivalent of that, and there are quite a few similarities, but actually the two companies are absolutely not in any way connected. This has been in development way before Radio Commander even sort of was thought about, apparently, and it's a far more strategic type game. There's a lot more information here. It's a lot more historically accurate, and I think it's quite a bit more difficult as well. It's far more tactical. You definitely have to think about it, and it's got this fantastic co-op mode, which we're going to try and crack on with today, that allows two radio operators to split the units that are used within a mission between them, and they can interchange them. So if you had three and I had one, you could pass control of one of those units over to me, and vice versa. So it's really quite accomplished. Now it's not released yet. This is not the full title. There was a big patch went up yesterday that fixed a bunch of bugs and issues that they were having with the co-op specifically. And there are a few slight issues or problems with speech recognition, because this whole radio system works off your voice commands. And there are certain things like Juliet, I've discovered, is a very complex word that the game doesn't seem to pick up on very well. And Lima, which is the radio reference for the letter L, it doesn't pick that up either, but it picks it up if you say Lima. So there's a few little quirks like that we're gonna have today that hopefully won't be there on release day, which is on the 9th, by the way.
Oh, fantastic! Very soon. So you have actually given us a few preview videos of this game already on your channel.
I have, yeah. There should be a video going up every sort of 2 or 3 days, just covering one of the campaign eras. And I may do all of the campaign, or I may leave the very last one out, so as not to spoil the surprise for everybody.
Smart man, smart
So I
man.
might swap that out and put some multiplayer that we do today in there instead.
Have you done your very interesting Is It Any Good review on this?
I haven't yet. I've been formulating my review over the last week and a half.
Oh, so we're gonna be looking forward to that as well.
Yes. The thing
Fantastic.
with this game is it's quite progressive. So it starts off very easy at the beginning, kind of like a tutorial. And as you work your way through the missions and the campaign periods, it gets more and more complex. And as such, you get more and more features and stuff that appears that you had no idea existed beforehand. So I'm really trying to work my way through the entire campaign in order to give a proper review.
Fantastic. All right, so let's get on with this. Don't forget, guys, you can always share, like, favorite, subscribe. SimUK's channel, my channel. Go ahead and we're almost close to 50K, guys. So if you want to
Yeah.
just give us a
Woohoo.
bit of support, yeah, we're going to be doing a small giveaway as far as that is concerned as well. So look forward to that. All
It's
right,
not a coffee
let's start
covered. It's not a coffee covered keyboard,
coffee
is it,
covered
Jimmy?
keyboard probably. So we're gonna start off with a tutorial or online co-op, or what are we gonna do first?
What would you like to do first? I'm not sure if you can play the tutorial as part of the online co-op or not. Because we did a little test run yesterday, didn't we, to make sure we could connect.
Yeah, let's just go with online co-op, and
Okay.
I'll do a tutorial for all my fans, maybe today or tomorrow. All right, normal or high? Because there's low, normal, or high.
Personally, I put realism on high. Um,
Damn it! I
and
knew you were gonna say that.
yeah, well, that's the only way I roll. But honestly, it's not. It's not. I mean, this is hard. It is hard. If you want to achieve all of the objectives, you're going to struggle. But I've only failed one mission and I'm nearly all the way through. And that's not because it's easy, that's because I've been taking my time and playing it, realistically.
Okay.
So it's totally doable, and you've got me on your team, so I can help us through, and
Right.
we'll be
I
fine,
am gonna
man.
need your help. I am
Yeah,
gonna
I'm a
need.
veteran. I'm a veteran. I know exactly what I'm
Awesome.
doing.
All right. Do we
Some
use
enemy.
NATO
Get
symbols?
down! Get down, Jimmy!
God damn you! You're not listening. Use NATO symbols or instead of figurines? I guess not. Right.
I don't. I don't
Okay.
really know why some people do that, but yeah, each to
Yeah.
their own.
Well, if they're working for NATO, I'm sure they'd want those NATO things up.
Yeah, maybe so,
All
maybe
right.
so.
I have played before, and I want to skip the tutorial. Oh,
Yeah, so don't tick that. I'm quite happy to. I mean, if we can co-op
awesome.
through the tutorial, that's fine by me.
All right. So we're gonna name this Dalsim. How's that? Dalsim.
Sounds good. Now this cork board that we're looking at here, this is one of the things I really like about this game. There's a lot of these like photographs with a bit of information about what you're looking at. There's Colin Montgomery. There's Montgomery there, and there's like these what's this called? The gum card series. Have you ever heard of those before?
Right.
They've got just a whole bunch of like historically accurate information sheets and newspaper snippets, military handbooks, and then obviously you got this telegram. It's all really quite immersive. I really like it. And at the bottom there, you've got this like show reel. Don't know if you want to show one of those for the video, but they're really good.
But to watch the full version, just buy the game.
So on the left board, you've got your overview of the mission itself, which is like a historically accurate overview. Then you've got an intel report, which basically we need to know about. We need to know what we're facing basically when we're going into the mission.
Right.
Obviously, you have the map. You've got location 1, location 2, location 3. That'll be different, obviously, for every single mission. And then you've got your objectives, which, if you achieve your objectives, you'll get bonuses, and those bonuses can be applied to your men, which is what we're looking at here. These Royal Canadian regiments.
Alright. So I'm gonna go with Wiley on top.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll try eager for reinforcements since they are for the reserve.
So if you're looking at the deployed units on the right, because we're
Right.
doing co-op, I've got control of the reinforcements.
Okay.
So you can only deploy the initial
units and
the
the
reserves. Yeah.
And what have you chosen for your reinforcements?
I'm going to go for the trigger-happy Hastings and Prince Edward.
Interesting. All right, so let's get on with the show. Here we are. It may be useful to plan troop movements before the mission starts. Right-click on the colored pencils in the left to draw on the map. Hit Alt or right-click on the wooden pointer on the left top of the drawing. Wooden pointer?
So if you look down at the map, on your left-hand side, you've got a selection of pencils. You've also got like a big pencil, but it's not actually a pencil. It's just a wooden
Right.
thing.
Yeah,
And that's how you get So if you right click on the blue pen, you see a little blue pen pops up, and if you right click on that wooden thing, it puts the pens back down. Not quite sure why they've done it that way, but that's the way they've done it.
Okay, I see. All right, so
And what's kind of nice is you can move all this stuff around your desk, so you can have it set up any way you like. You don't have to have that on the left, you can have it up on the top or whatever. There's also a pipe there. If you pick that up and right click on it, you can light it up, have a little smoke.
all right. So our objectives are hold Pacino and hold Pacino Airfield. Right.
Oh, if you have a swig of brandy, it makes your eyes go funny.
Oh, really? Let's try that.
I've not done that before.
Oh, wow, yeah. It's all out of focus now.
Yeah, get your head in the game.
Even the pipe smokes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's nice. And if you look at the lamps, you can turn the lamps on and off as well. It's quite weirdly, the big one at the top is the only lamp in the whole tent that doesn't do anything, which is a bit strange. But yeah, they all
Right.
sort of turn on and off, which is nice.
Very cool, very cool.
Good for immersion. So I'm going to tell you about the field manual real quick. So basically, the field manual, bottom right hand corner of you, is it's like a tutorial in written form. Everything you could possibly want to know is covered there. It's really quite in depth, well written, and informative. So that's a
so
handy
we have
reference
voice
guide.
commands. Hold spacebar. Okay, we know that. Unit stats. Health remaining. Damage, morale, defense, and flanking. And then you got terrain and land marking. Roads, towns, airfields, forests, minefields, swamps, beaches, cannons, and terrain elevation. Colored contour lines mark elevation. Warmer colors denote higher ground. Cooler colors denote low ground. Okay. Units on higher ground gain vision. Oh, interesting. And attack range. Damage is reduced when fighting uphill and increased when shooting downhill. So damage is increased
Yeah,
when
so
you're shooting downhill.
I did exactly the same as you. It's damage inflicted rather than damage taken.
Right. Oh,
So
cool.
you
Okay.
can do more damage when you're shooting downhill than
Downhill. Yeah.
yeah. It's
So
kind
you
of
have the
written.
advantage.
It sounds like it's written back to front, doesn't it?
Right.
Yeah,
That's what I got as well.
yeah.
So moving uphill also slows movement. No movement change moving downhill. Awesome. And then we have infantry organized into 100-man companies and are useful on attack, but are best on defense, capable of fighting tanks, but will lose unless fortified. How do you fortify an infantry unit?
So if you're going to hold a position, you can dig in, which
Okay.
effectively is digging a hole and getting below the ground. So that makes you fortified in that sense.
Okay, so that's what they mean by fortified. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Tactics. Infantry effectiveness is highly dependent on the terrain. Always fight on high ground and be in towns or forests. Dig in at key positions or landmarks, overlooking roads. Armaments. Lee Enfield rifles, Bren light machine guns, Piat anti-tank launchers, Sten submachine guns, light mortars, Vickers heavy machine guns, and grenades. All right. Scouts. Scouts are organized into smaller 25-man platoons. This smaller size gives more maneuverability and stealth, but sacrifices firepower. Scouts should be used as spotters. Scouts ignore camouflage and can spot snipers and other scouts. They are ideal for hunting down snipers. Scouts are skirmishers and automatically retreat if against unfavorable enemies, tank, infantry, and companies. Scouts are also somewhat camouflaged and can move around without being spotted. Tactics. Move scouts ahead to identify enemies and ambushes. Use them to kill enemy snipers, artillery, and anti-tank guns. Never use scouts as garrisons as they automatically retreat. Instead of place scouts on high ground around key locations. How do you separate scouts from your infantry?
How do you separate them?
Yeah, how do you set a scouting unit?
I think a scouting unit, I think, is like a sniper. I think
All right. Are
it's
they individual units from the infantry, or do you have to
yeah. That
separate them
I think they're
physically?
separate from the infantry. Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
100% sure on that, and I'll cover it in my review. But I had an issue before where I had a couple of hours at night to scout and clear mines, and my quote unquote scout team or sniper team just kept getting in fights, even though I really didn't want him to. So I feel like maybe there needs to be a command that says do not engage, only fire
Right.
if fired upon. And maybe there is in the game, but I haven't quite stumbled across it yet.
All right. So we should note that and actually ask devs if they can adjust that little
Yeah. Well, like I say,
that little issue.
as you progress through the missions, you get a whole bunch more control and options and stuff
Right.
allowed to you. And once you've completed a campaign, you unlock free roam, which means you can put any unit in there you like. You pick the units yourself. Um, so I'll probably have a bit of time doing that, and then maybe I'll figure out how to do that. But we might even figure
Right.
it out today. You never know, Jimmy.
Yeah. Why
There's two
not?
of us playing.
All right. So right now we have the radio in front of us, and I have Able Team, which is Team One. Where are they located? Do I know as before I even start the game where they're located?
So in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, that's the sea. You can see we have a boat there, and we have Charlie unit. On Charlie 7, we have a unit icon.
Mm-hmm.
I would guess, and it's been a while since I played this mission, that Able is on that marker there, but I don't
Right.
know for sure. Best thing to do, the mission doesn't start until you say mission start, so you can always ask Able where they are right now, and then start the mission, and they'll immediately tell you, and then you can just
All right.
locate them.
Let's try that because we only have a 14-minute window where we have to get
Yes.
things done. So we're gonna have to actually move along quite swiftly when the game gets started. Let's try that out first.
We've also got a pause button, Jimmy, which we didn't entertain yesterday.
Right. I
But
forgot
we
about
can
that.
do that today, and then if you have any questions or if I need to explain something in more detail, then we can always pause and just go over it and
Fantastic.
cover it that
Fantastic.
way.
All right. Let's go for our first command. It is a voice command. So, Able, report status.
Now, it won't give you the status report
Uh,
until the mission starts, but you've fed them that request. So as soon as the mission starts, that's the very first thing they'll do is they'll report back in and give you their
all right.
status.
So they told me they're at Foxtrot 9. So I'm gonna place
Oh,
their.
they did reply to you straight
Yep.
away.
Yep.
Ah,
Yep. They did.
interesting. Okay. Well, before we start then, Jimmy, let's just have a little
Yep.
look at the objectives for this mission. We have to hold Pacino and hold Pacino Airfield.
Right.
Other than that, there are no objectives at all. So if I take the green pen and just
Before that, can we actually give a bit of feedback on what the controls are on this game and how you move around visually?
um, well, I think we can only do that once the mission has started because at the moment you can't show the controls.
But I am moving the
You
map
can.
around, the table around.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. The table controls and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, by all means.
Okay. So go ahead and explain what the actual keys are, if you like.
Okay, so you've got WASD, which will move you around the desk, if you will.
Right.
You've got
Okay.
page up and page down, which will change your angle of view. And you can even turn it to the point where you can't see the table at all. Or you can go completely over the top. The only issue with that is that sometimes the radio system you've got in your top left-hand corner, each of those channels, which are the little buttons to the right of the two big yellow rectangles, they represent the units that are in the
The
fight.
units. Right.
And sometimes if there's an important event, it will automatically switch to them. It doesn't do this in hardcore mode, by the way, but only in medium and easy. But if they've just got like an update, like they spot an enemy or something like that, it will flash, but it won't switch. So you won't be able to hear them until you switch the channel. So you do need to be able to see that radio as well, just to be clear about that.
Cool.
So whilst you've got your WASD and your angle set up and you're happy with how you're looking at the screen, you can use the scroller on the mouse to zoom in and zoom out. Particularly useful if you're having a hard-fought battle in a certain location. And pretty much that's all you can do with the desk. As I say, if you right-click on any of the charts, you've got the message log, top right-hand corner on that clipboard. You've got the field manual, which we've already looked at. But that's pretty much it. And then you've got the clock, I guess, top right-hand corner. When the mission starts, you see you've got a speed there. You have 0, which is paused, 1 times, and 5 times, and 10 times, I think.
Interesting. Very cool. All right, so I just drank my brandy. I had a bit of a pipe. Looks like we're ready.
Let's have a quick swig of brandy myself. There we go. That's cleared things up.
All right, so let's start the game. Have a good one, buddy.
You too, mate.
Affirmative. Moving into position.
I love how it scrolls out into the field, shows you the time, and then scrolls back in.
Do you have a pause button on the timer?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So
Everything
because
turns
you're...
black and white now.
Yes. So because you've started or created the co-op game, you have controls that I don't. And you also get to see a few bits of information that I don't. So I can't pause it my end, only you can pause it your end. But being able to pause it allows us to plan what we're going to do.
Perfect.
So we've obviously the 2 points we want to take are location 3 and location 1, but we're coming in off the beach, so we need to sort of plan which route we're going to take to get in. And
can't we just jump into location 2 right away?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right.
So the only unit on the map at the moment is Able, and that's controlled by you. You got the boat, which is going to be available to us in 8 minutes and 47 seconds. That will give us military bombardment capability from the sea.
And it looks like you're coming in at 147.
147. So my unit will land at Charlie 7 in 1 minute and 47 seconds. So,
all right, so I have to give the command to go to Massini before we continue.
You can do, yeah. If you send Able to Malcini. And secure that beachhead, but that obviously that's not an objective of ours. So taking it is good because it gets us on the beach, but it's not an objective. So
okay,
we need to think about how we're going to move on to Pacini. And we've got like the pencils and stuff are really important to communicate between the 2 of us as to what we're doing and what units we're doing. Because I can't move your unit Able. I can't interact with them at all. So the only way I know what they're doing is if you exactly like that. You draw something on the map, and you have to physically move that unit as they move, so that I know where they are. So if I'm about to drop a military bombardment and you haven't told me that they're in location 2, and I drop it on there, they're all gonna die.
Right.
That kind of thing.
All right. So let me give the command. I'm unpausing. Able, move to location 2. All right, so they're going to move there. I'm pausing. Anything you want to interject with?
Only that if you right click on Able itself, you'll get a list of controls that pop up. Down in the bottom right hand corner is a stats bar. That's quite useful because that tells you about their morale. If their morale drops too low, they won't stay and fight, they'll run. And it'll tell you how many units you've got, how many injured people, etc, etc. That's quite an important bit of information
very important
for progressive, yeah.
And if you click on read more, it gives you the info page on infantry as well.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So how long will the unit take to actually perform my command?
So as soon as you send them a command and they confirm that they've received that command, they're on the move. Depending on the terrain will dictate how quickly they can move, but each of these squares is 1 kilometer squared. So at the moment they've got to move like, say, 1.5, 2 kilometers to get there. So I
Okay,
don't
so
know,
I'll unpause it
30
now.
seconds to a minute, something like that in game.
Here we go. So we're waiting for Abel to move to Massini, location 2.
And if you call Able and ask him for a status update, they'll tell you where they are and you can move them periodically, or wait for them to get there and they'll tell you that they've arrived. Okay, so I'm gonna secure this section of road here with my unit,
right?
And then I'm going to progress.
Everyone see the green pencil?
Yes. I'm going to progress here to this hill, and I'm going to hold this hill in preparation for moving into Pacino. I think I can do that with just one unit, but we'll see. We'll see how much resistance there is there.
All right, so I just got a status report. Abel is at Machini.
Fantastic.
And they got infantry at India 5.
So if you right click on India 5, you can add, I'll do it this time, but you can add an enemy unit there.
Okay, India 5.
And I assume they're heading sort of that way, are they?
That's India, India 5.
So they're at India 5, but they're pushing towards Malchini, I guess, sort of.
Right. So I'm going to make my team dig in.
I don't know if you'll be able to make them dig in whilst they're in a firefight. Digging in normally requires them to stop fighting.
I see.
So, I mean, I can come and give you support. Do you want me to bring Baker around to Gulf 5?
Yeah, maybe you can flank them from Gulf 5, I guess.
Okay, Baker are moving now. Come and give you some backup on that side.
Baker here. We've spotted infantry at Machino Airfield.
We've also got... Okay, we're taking fire, so we're not going to be able to give you support.
Alright, I see that now. Alright, so should I call in the reserves?
Yeah, do it. Good move.
Alright, give me a second. How would I go about doing that?
So, same as you do every radio communication, if you press and hold the spacebar, you'll see that deploy reserve is an option, and then it'll give you an option of units that you want to pick from.
Infantry. Alright, they're at Kilo 9, so I'm going to mark that.
Your Charlie unit is at the top of the map there.
An enemy infantry company is pulling out.
So Kilo 9 is...
Baker here. You can no longer see. We lost sight of Alligator. They were last seen at Gulf 3.
And I'm going to make a move to flank this unit, which is at Juliet 5, I think, was the last communication. How can I... Oh, I can check the log. Hold on, give me a second.
So Alligator have moved out of the airfield. So are you still under attack, or are you not under attack now?
I paused it. Give me a second. Let me see. Let me see where they said Juliet 6. Okay, so let me take care of that real quick. Juliet 6. So they're here now. All right, and I'm gonna move to flank them. So Charlie's gonna move up here this way.
Oh, you can still draw whilst you're... Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. That makes life easier.
Move them up there. So that's Kilo 6. All right, give me a second. I'm unpausing. Charlie, move to Kilo 6. they register that? Charlie, move to Kilo 6. Perfect. All right, so they're moving there. My unit is still in Massini. Give me a status report, Baker.
So we're on top of the hill at Gulf 5. If you've got 2 units there, you're capable of flanking that enemy unit that was there. So I think we're going to push into the airfield and try and hold that objective, unless you want me to come over and help you out.
Maybe we can take care of the infantry unit that's at Juliet 6 first. What do you think before we take the airport?
Yep, okay, we can do that, no problem. I shall push across. Where's Juliet 6? They're there. So if I come and hold this location, then I should block their retreat. They wouldn't be able to move anywhere without going through 2 of our units.
Are you
Does that sound
still
good?
under attack?
No, Alligator have moved out of the airfield. I've represented that. They've moved to Gulf 2, but they're now out of sight, so I don't know where they've gone
Okay.
from there.
All right, so we have 3 teams ready to. 2 of them are ready to flank. My reserve, Charlie, and your team, Baker. All right, so let's unpause it.
Baker, move to India 4.
Baker here, India 4. Get in.
Should I keep able team in Massini or should I have them move up?
Mossini is
Baker
not.
here. You can see Alligator at Pacino Airfield. It's ours now.
Oh, nice.
The Alligator have moved back into the airfield.
Oh.
So yeah, Muccini is not an objective, so there's no real
Baker
point in
here.
staying there, I guess.
Arrived at India 4.
Okay, so I'll have them move up
Baker
to
here. We lost
India
sight of.
6.
We lost visuals on Alligator. They were last seen. Got a visual on Alligator. We lost visuals on. We can no longer see Alligator. They were last seen at Hotel 1. Heading southwest.
Move to India 6.
So Alligator.
Baker here. Got eyes on Alligator at India 1. Heading southeast.
Alligator are moving across here. I think they're going to come down to Pacino. That's my guess. So they're trying to reinforce Pacino. I think Alligator are going to be moving all the way across here.
Oh, they're engaged.
Where are they? Because I'm not engaged with Baker at the moment.
Baker's engaged with Alligator from the looks of things.
It's not telling me they're engaged. Baker, report status.
Baker here. You're engaged at India 4. You're fighting
India 4.
at Juliet 3. I don't know about this.
Juliet 3. So there's enemy here.
Charlie, report status. Kilo 6.
Baker, what?
They moved up. Okay, they're here already.
Baker here. We can no longer
Able,
see. We
report
lost sight
status.
of Alligator. They were last seen at Kilo 3. Heading west.
So if you get a status report from Abel and Charlie, we might be able to figure out where that other unit's gone. But I'm pretty sure they're heading towards Pacino.
Right. Both my units have not located any enemy.
Okay. So do you want to send Abel to the airfield and secure that,
Absolutely.
and then we'll take Baker and Charlie and secure Pacino if we can.
Able, move to location 3.
But once they arrive there, if you get them to dig in, then we can kind of leave them to their own devices. They should be able to hold off any counter-attack, I would say. Do you think the pencil needs to be slightly thicker so it's more visible?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Or at least give us a chance to
Adjust it.
adjust it.
Yeah, I agree. So Abel are moving towards Airfield 3. Where do you want me to position Baker? There's a bit of a hill at sort of Juliet 2, Juliet 3 location.
Yeah,
I could
see
take the
that?
crossroads if you want. Which way do you want to attack it?
Yeah, the Juliet 3 sounds good.
Juliet 3. Okay, I'll get my guys to move there. Baker, move to Juliet 3. Now, I did say at the beginning, Juliet is one of those words or names that it really struggles with.
Yeah.
So if you can't get it to do it with your voice at the moment, you can right-click on the unit and click on move to position, and that works just as well. And if you're not going to use voice recognition, that's how you would do it, and it does work. Perfect. Have we got new enemies coming in? Right.
Bear.
We're going to get artillery now. I'm going to drop it right on Bear, so just bear with me a second. Dog is about to arrive.
Alright, I'm going to have Charlie move to location 1.
You can call us.
Charlie, move to location 1.
Dog. Fire barrage at Kilo 1.
Dog here. Coordinates confirmed. Firing barrage at Kilo 1.
Baker, status update.
You're engaged, Staff Act. Run, you coward. Thanks, Dog here. I'm getting reports that did some real damage. Baker here. We lost sight of Bear. Messina is under new management.
Okay, so Baker are in position. Do you want us to hold this position or push in?
Should I dig in on Pacino?
Are you in Pacino?
Who just answered me? Hold on. One of them just answered me. Give me a second.
Baker here. We can
Charlie
see
here.
infantry
Okay.
at India.
Planting the flag at Pacino, so it's Charlie, the reserve company. So they're already there, so I'm gonna dig in.
Baker here. 5 move left. First gun. Hold here and here.
Alright.
Dog. Fire barrage at India 1.
Dog here. Shady Thunder down on India 1.
Dig in. Charlie, dig in.
Tails between their legs. Dog here. Forward observers report that fire mission was successful. Baker here. Got a visual on infantry.
How are we doing so far?
We got a lot of infantry coming. We got Dingo coming as well now.
Baker here. Infantry have walked into our ambush.
Okay, so what's your basic, let me pause a second. Give me a rundown on what's happening so far.
So, I assume Able are at the airfield, but I'm not sure because that's under your command.
Alright,
Charlie
let me
have
get a
taken
status.
Pacino, and I'm holding
Let me get a
the...
status report. Give me a second. Able. Report status.
Dog. Fire barrage at Kilo 1.
Okay, since Able is at the airport, should I dig in there too, or should
Definitely,
I leave
definitely, yeah.
it? Able. Dig in.
Dog. Fire barrage at Kilo 1. Kilo 1.
Dog here. Roger. Dropping shells on Kilo 1. Dog here. I'm getting reports we need to adjust our aim.
Baker, status report.
Baker, engage that Juliet 3 and our supported by
Dog. Fire barrage at Kilo 3.
Dog here. Artillery firing at Kilo 3. Dog here. That was a hit. Keep those coordinates coming.
Cool. Sorry, I just had to drop something on those guys. They were smashing my Baker team up.
The operation's nearly over.
Okay, so do you want to pause it a second? So Baker are holding the crossroads there, or the T-junction there, and we were getting attacked on India 1 by Cheetah, which is just the name given to an enemy unit,
Right.
Kilo 1 and Lima 1, so I had 3 units attacking me there. You were in Pacino, which is location 1 with Charlie, so you were helping me fight off Kilo 1 and Lima 1. Well, Alligator, Dingo, and whatever's under Dingo. I can't read it right now. So we had quite a few units over there, all of which were pushing towards us. Baker, we're not dug in, so we're kind of taking quite a few hits.
But you do have the higher ground.
We do have the higher ground. Well, not from Cheetah. Cheetah on the same level
Only from
height as
Dingo,
us.
yeah. Only from Dingo.
But yes, Dingo, Alligator, they were all pushing up the hill towards Pacino and Baker. So we were probably doing more damage to them than they were doing to us. But because I was getting hit on all three sides, I was getting Dog to drop barrage on top of these guys just to slow them down and thin them out a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's basically it. That's where we are. So Abel had dug in at the airfield holding that. Charlie, I think, did you get them to dig in, or are they still in fights?
Okay, so can we get a status report on the enemy or just on ours?
So you've got...
Sorry, not status report. Unit stats.
Maybe. I think if you've got a unit that can see them, perhaps, so they can sort of estimate and say there's 100 guys there or whatever. But I don't know for sure.
I don't see that. It only says report enemy status when I click on them.
Alligator at fight 1. Heading
Oh yeah, that does work. Do you know, you've taught me something there because I didn't know that. So they're all there.
Yeah, they're all there.
See, the tutorial for this is pretty good, but there are things that it doesn't tell you everything, and that's one of the things that they've never mentioned. So that's really cool. So if I drop a barrage from Dog...
I just opened up the game for you all over again.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's new. So that's really cool, because, I mean, it's so easy to lose track of where the enemy are.
Yeah,
and to be able to do that is great.
You've actually almost finished this game, or have you already finished it?
I'm on the very last campaign, so I've got 5 levels left. Yeah.
Okay, so...
The thing is, when you get... I mean, this particular mission is quite relaxed.
Yeah.
So when you get... Especially when you're playing single player as well, and you're controlling 4 or 5 different units, and trying to track 4 or 5 different enemy units, things get pretty intense pretty quickly.
I'm pretty sure we're going to have tanks and artillery, enemy artillery coming and barraging us as well.
That's it.
Pretty soon.
Lots
All
of...
right, so I'm going to unpause. Maybe you can barrage...
I will. I will drop something heavy right on top of Mike 1.
Okay. All right, go for it.
Dog. Fire barrage at Dog 1. Mike 1.
Dog here. Coordinates confirmed.
Nearly said it wrong one, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, why is it dropping it there? I did say Mike 1. Dog. Fire barrage at Mike 1.
Dog here. Rating Thunder down on Mike 1. Dog.
Sorry about that. Are Charlie okay? Because I just dropped a barrage on them.
Dog here. That was a direct hit.
That was a direct hit. We wiped out an entire company apparently.
Fantastic.
Dog. Fire barrage at Mike 1.
Dog here. Roger. Dropping shells on Mike 1.
Just to make sure. So I dropped one on top of Charlie by accident. Are they okay?
Dog here. I don't think we hit anything.
I think you just completely obliterated my team, but we'll see.
Are they still there? Because we need that objective.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll check out now. Give me a second. Charlie, report status. We've got a few wounded, but nothing serious. They're moving from Lima 3 to Kilo 2.
So they're not there then? Baker, move to location 1.
Baker, we'll hold Pacino for ya.
Okay, so I'll push in. Just to make sure we've got that objective. I can hear gunfire, but I'm not sure who's firing. I'm getting no animations.
Well, why is my Charlie team moving to Kilo 2 even though I told them to dig in at Pacino?
Probably because I just dropped a...
Eagle here, that's right, run! The war won't last much longer with battles like that.
The barrel over
We're done
here.
here. Unit leader
Charlie.
report for debriefing.
Alright. Charlie. Oh,
Baker,
what
not a
happened?
light data. Nothing
Oh,
too
we're done.
serious. Dog here,
it.
let's give these guns a thorough cleaning after they cool down.
So after the mission, you get a bunch of radio comms. Some of it's quite funny, actually. There's it made me laugh the other day. There was this unit that got lost in the middle of a forest, And I spent the entire mission trying to get them to figure out where they were. And at the end of the game, they went, look, this is really embarrassing, but we still don't know where we are. Which made me laugh.
So
But you're supposed to
basically,
predict now how strong the enemy are. And
So I
based on
predict
how
that
accurate you are, you get more bonus points.
I predict that we encountered 4 enemy infantry. I didn't see anything else.
I'd agree with that. So
Okay.
let's see if we're right. Yes, spot on. So you can see your bonus veterancy goes up as a result, and then you can apply that to your units, making them stronger and so on and so forth.
Wow, we got 5 out of 5 on both objectives.
We did. And we wiped out Alligator as well. Now, what's interesting about this is that the units you have available to you are I think that, I'm not sure if persistent is the right word, but if they die in a mission, that's it, they're gone for the entire campaign. You don't get them back.
Interesting. Here you go. You get the medal, Mike. Your Baker team.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. You were truly honorable, dedicated, and committed to wiping out everybody. And Dog did a great job as well. So maybe we could have gotten a second medal for to pass out the Dog, but unfortunately we
They're a
can't.
bit tight with the medals in this game, I've got to say. I give everybody a medal. I want about 400 medals, and I give one to each person.
Well, we could give like different category medals, like who did this gets that, and who did this gets that. Like maybe 2 or 3 medals per mission. That would be
be
interesting.
nice. That would be nice. Purple heart for those who are injured.
So what do I press now? I don't see any.
So this bit's a bit complicated. It's not complicated, but the UI is quite decent, but this bit isn't so good. So if you click on bonus veterancy, then you'll see the ability to move on pop up, but it's kind of hidden underneath everything else, isn't it?
Right. I see enemy strength estimates. I
So
see.
On the left-hand side, we've got where it says bonus veterancy.
Okay.
Just click on that, and then it'll all go to the back, and you'll see that we've got a major victory, outstanding, all objectives are achieved. You and your troops will be written up for commendation.
Yep, got it. So we can save the replay, and it'll give you a whole rundown in fast forwarded mode, I guess.
Yes, well you can do it at any speed you like, but where we don't get to see where the units are at all, we're just moving around the markers. The replay will show you where everybody was and what they were doing and how many units there were. And
I'm gonna save that and probably showcase it in the video as
Cool.
well.
Cool.
So we're gonna call this Sicily 1. Sicily 1, yeah. Save that. And let's continue the show. So this is going to get a bit tougher now, guys. Would you want to do it now, or you want to do it in the next episode?
I'm happy to go straight through, yeah.
All right, cool for it. Let's go for it. Okay, so we completed Mission 1, Battle of Pacino Airfield. Mission 2 is Battle of Talgarnera. Alright, after night march through ridges and mountains, one unit has become lost, and we have lost communication with another. Enemy panzers are on the way, and the town of Volganera, must be taken before morning. Oh shit. Oh crap. Alright, cool. The game didn't glitch out again, so that's fortunate. Volganera, Sicily. Welcome to Volganera. Features hilly, high above sea level, sulfur mine, thermal baths. Over 500 meters above sea level, Volganera would have made an impressive defensive position, offering both a stunning and panoramic growth in the century preceding the war. Population tripling from 5,000 to 15,000 in the second half of the 19th century. This was due to a further development of agriculture and industry with advances sulfur extraction and production of cooked products. Fantastic.
A bit of historical geographic info there.
Field service pocketbook. We also have background to victory. Sur tous les fronts. Ah, we have French in here as well.
Oui, c'est tous les fronts. Attack on all fronts.
Attack on all fronts. And a nice picture of 2 tanks on a...
Yeah, what tanks do you think they are? I was trying to figure this out. They're not M4 Shermans, are they? Are they Churchills, perhaps?
I don't know. I can't tell. They don't look like Abrams either.
We need a tank specialist to clarify what that is, because I don't know.
Maybe they can let us know in the chat.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Nothing else to click on, so let's continue the game. Alright, overview. Let's check objectives. Hold Valganera, hold Crossroads, and every 2 enemy tank casualties. What does it mean by that?
So
+1 on every 2 enemy tank casualties. And
so for every
-1,
casualty that's we get from a tank attack, we lose points basically.
Right, so if we actually do 2 damage to enemy tanks, we get 1 point. If we lose 100 friendly casualties, we get -1 point.
Correct.
So how do we do damage to tanks?
The tanks are susceptible from the rear more than anywhere else.
Okay.
So attacking a tank from the front is pretty much a death sentence. What you need to do really is either attack it from behind, which will give you a bit of a boost, I guess, but the best way to do it is to flank it. So you have 1 unit attacking from one side, 1 unit attacking from the other side, the tank's in the middle, and basically it doesn't matter which way they face, they're going to get hit.
Okay, perfect. So it says exhausted units perform poorly in combat. Understrength units start with fewer troops. Units not deployed on the mission get a chance to rest, removing both exhausted and understrength effects. Deployed units become veteran and gain specialization points that can be spent when examining that unit. Right-click unit card. So basically, the units that we fought with in the previous map, we shouldn't take them into this map. So they actually get better with experience. So it would be 1 on, 1 off, 1 on, 1 off.
There are occasions where you have to take an exhausted unit. So, for example, if we have, I think we have 2 sniper units available to us. But if we're on a mission that requires us to have 2 sniper units, they both have to go, even if one is under strength or even exhausted.
Alright, so I'm going to take 3 Rivers tanks, which are reliable, and I'm going to have them in a tank slot. Oh, it doesn't let me.
So the tank slot, do you see on your deployed, I can't see your screen obviously, but on your deployed unit side, you should see some green and some blue.
Yeah, the green ones are yours, I guess?
Yes, so the same applies here. Green is yours, but obviously reverse to what you see. There's also a little picture of a, there's also a little picture of a present. Do you see that?
Yeah, what is that?
If you click on that, you're effectively giving me control of that unit.
Interesting. So yeah, I'll give you one. I'll give you this one.
Okay, so now you've given me the reserves, and I can just hand it straight back to you, or I can keep it. But isn't that cool? You can do that anytime throughout the mission. You can say, hey, look, I'm really busy dealing with this fight over here. Can you take my reserves and bring them around the back? Do you know what I mean? I really like that. I think that's a great feature for the game.
Fantastic. All right, so I'm going to have my C4th Highlanders Infantry move up. And let's get some reinforcements. So they're going to be... let's get the London Edmonton Infantry. I like the name. Loyal Edmonton Infantry, sorry. All right, looks like I'm ready to go. How about you on your side?
You've still got 1 reserve slot empty.
Oh, I have 3. I have 3, right.
I handed it back to you.
Oh, no, you can have it.
You sure? I don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let's stick the reliables in there then. So what we're going to do on this mission, Jimmy, is I'm going to give you complete control. So you tell me where you want me to put my units, and I'll do
Oh
what you
no,
say.
don't do that. Not on the
Yeah,
second mission.
do it. You're ready. You're
No.
capable.
No, 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 no. I'm not capable. Trust me. This is too early for me. Confusion reigns tonight. Able is lost. Lost units can be reoriented if they arrive at a road or a landmark. We also lost communication with Baker. Circled on the map is Baker's last known position. Move a unit closer to Baker to reestablish contact. God damn it.
One of the things, another thing I really like about this is when you like in a big fight and there's a lot of stuff going on, sometimes the radio of a unit will break, or the guy with the radio dies, or whatever happens, but you lose communication with them.
Okay.
You don't know if they're alive or dead. You
Oh,
have to
so
send a
the first
unit to
thing
go and find
first thing I
them.
have to do is actually send a unit. But my unit is lost, so I have to locate my unit first,
Yeah,
and then I can send it down to you to actually
yeah,
see if your radio is working.
correct.
All right, so let's try that.
So your
Let's start
guys are
the game.
lost, but they still have a radio. My guys are lost and they don't have a radio.
Okay, so let me give them. Let's get a report location. Able report location. All right, so I see a road north. Able Team sees a road north, so I'm gonna have them move up north first to locate where they are.
Good thinking.
Able,
I'm gonna have some brandy.
move to north. Head north. All right, so I should. We started the game. No, we didn't start it yet, right?
No, we haven't started the game yet. One
Is
thing
what
to
I.
note, top
Yeah.
right hand side rather, is we've got an enemy tank there with an 8-minute marker, so we know that there are Panzer tanks coming or Tiger tanks coming
Okay,
in
so I'll
8
pause
minutes.
frequently from now on.
So do you know what the objectives are?
Yes, I checked them earlier. We give me a second. Let's bring that up again. Objectives: hold Volganera, hold the crossroads, which would be where would the crossroads? This one here. Hold on, let me mark it. Damn it.
We have no artillery this time.
Let's get this back out. X. So markers. Bring out the blue pencil. Blue pencil. There we go. So crossroads to me would be this marked area here.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
How about this one?
Correct.
Okay.
So
So
the key objectives in every mission always have a location name by them.
right.
But location 2 being Crossroads, location 1 being Valganera.
Awesome. All right. Let's get a better angle on the map. Give me a second. There we go. All right. Crossroads, location 2. So we got that. Valganera is the other objective. And then we have every 2 enemy tank casualties and every 100 friendly casualties. So those are objectives as well. All right. Anything you want to add to that? Or
So
are you ready to go?
looking at the objectives, Valganera is obviously worth more points than the Crossroads.
Okay.
So that has to be our priority. Equally,
Okay.
because we know where the tanks are coming from, we've kind of got a pretty good idea of what route they're going to take. So if we can think about setting up some sort of ambush, one great way of ambushing them is to put a dug-in unit in Valganera. But as I say, that's only going to attack them from one side. So if we can attack them from 2 sides, that would be even better. As for Crossroads, I've no idea how we would take that because I don't know what's there.
Right. Okay, so we'll leave Crossroads for now. Let me call in the reserves as well. Deploy reserves. Infantry. Infantry.
Cool.
Anything
That's
else
one of
you
my
wanna add?
units. Yep. Okay. So I assume they're going to land round about there.
Okay. That's in 5 minutes. What else can I
That's
do?
the 5 minutes is an automatically deployed thing. So you've called in reserves, which is slightly different to that. But
Okay.
I think this is the drop zone here. I'm not 100% sure, but I think everything that comes
Alright.
in will be flown over and dropped sort of there.
Is there anything else in your opinion that you think I should do before I start the game?
Well, you can tell me what you want me to do with the 2 units I have. I mean, obviously, I haven't got control of Baker until you find them, but once I find them, you can tell me where you want me to go, or we can discuss that
Alright.
when
I
you
think
find them.
you
It's up
should.
to you. You're in
I
charge.
think
You're the
you
boss,
should
man.
start. Yeah, I think you should start heading here. That way,
Roger.
if the tanks move up, you can have the rear flank
Roger.
with Baker,
Like that.
and Easy can actually start taking Volganera along with my unit
Roger.
if we actually manage to find the unit,
Yeah.
because they're still lost. What do you think of that?
I think Easy might be lost as well when they land, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay, so are we covered? Should I continue?
Let's do it.
Start the game?
I know what I'm doing. I'm ready to go.
Perfect. Here we go.
HQ here. You heard the general. Move out.
All right. So Abel is at Juliet 6. I'm going to move their marker right now. Juliet 6, which is right over here. And I should give them some kind of...
Sorry to interject, Jimmy. One thing I forgot
Yeah.
to mention. When you're playing on medium or easy, if you place one of those units in exactly the right place, they start... You see that sort of blue pulse emanating from it?
Yeah.
That means that you've correctly identified their location, like 100%, and they then get like a performance bonus, so they're actually being more effective as a unit.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. All right, so my Able unit, I've located it. Where do you think I should head, in
Well,
your opinion?
I kind of need you to come over towards Baker and find my unit, because they've got no radio at the moment.
Okay, so I'm going to move over to your direction here, which I wish it was just a little thicker. So you're apparently at Mike 8. All right, so let me give them a
Well,
command.
I've put it there, but I'm somewhere within that big circle. I don't know where exactly.
Okay. Able, move to Lima 7. Even though they say Lima.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
The communication that they use is Lima, and everybody references it as Lima, but it only understands you if you say Lima, which is just strange.
I
Easy,
hope they
status
fix
report.
Easy
I'm
here.
sure they will, but maybe they don't know about
Stay
it.
up north. Bye-bye.
All right.
Easy, head north.
Easy here. Baker here. Boy, are we glad to see you guys. Easy here. Oh, so that's where we
All
are.
right, so I'm pausing
We're at
again. We
India.
located Baker. Does it actually move, or did you move it?
No, it moved itself, because we're on the medium level, so it does move units when they're discovered.
So we actually know where Baker is now, right? So I
Yes.
can move my team towards you.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have
And
this.
Easy are lost, but they could, like you, they can see a road north of them. So I'm sending them north so that I get a pinpoint location for them.
Perfect. So I'm erasing this one, and I'm adding a new line. Wait, right click. Right click. Hello. Okay, I'm gonna add the new line here. Moving towards you. Right. So I'm unpausing. I'm gonna give them a new direction. So that is. I can call out Baker, right?
You can't control Baker, but I'll get them moving where you want them.
No, I mean when I give Able a command, I can tell them go to Baker. Right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Let me try that. Able, Move to Baker. No, that didn't work. Able. Move to November 6. November 6.
I'm moving to Oscar 6, by the way.
Able. Able. Move to November 6. All right.
Baker,
So they're actually
move to
moving.
Oscar 6.
Baker here. All right. Heading to grid Oscar 6.
Easy, status report. Easy, report status.
Baker, easy here. We're at India 6.
Easy, move to location 1.
Easy here. Buzzard, heading to Alpha Nera.
There you go. Baker are in position. Do you want me to dig in?
That is affirmative.
Baker, dig in.
Baker here. Dig deep, boys. It might save your life.
So I'm going to put a like a square there so that you know that I'm dug in.
Easy here. Planting the flag at Alpha Nera.
And Easy have arrived at Valganera. Do you want me to dig in there as well?
Yes, sir. Able. Report status.
Easy, dig in.
Easy here. Grab your shovels, boys. We're digging in.
All right, Mike 6. So they're gonna meet up with you real soon. Do we know if the radio is working, Baker?
So when you located Baker,
Right.
my interpretation is that you gave them a spare radio or the parts to fix their radio, so they're now online. Yeah.
So what should I do with Able now?
Whatever you want. What's your plan? Are you taking the tanks? Are you leaving the crossroads? But incidentally, the crossroads. If we don't clear the crossroads, you can't call in the tanks. So that's the reason for
Say
taking
again?
the crossroads. So the crossroads at location 2, we need to clear that in order to bring our tanks in.
Do you have any reserves you can call in?
I can't call in reserves, only you can.
But they're under your control, right?
Yes, but you've got overall control. At least I
Okay.
don't think I can. Let me try.
Yeah, go for it.
We need to unpause though.
Sorry.
Deploy reserve, infantry.
Baker here. We're done digging. Good. Use a break.
Deploy reserve, infantry. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't work when I try and do it, so I assume not.
Let me try. Oh, I don't have that option anymore.
Oh. Deploy
So we brought
reserve,
in-
infantry. See, it kind of, it does it, but nothing happens. So I don't know what's
Easy
going
here.
on.
Only fossils are enough to keep us alive.
Yeah, it's only under your guidance.
Okay. So the tanks are arriving in 4 minutes and 14 seconds.
Should we flank them as a team, or what do you think?
Whatever you decide is fine by me.
I think we should flank them as a team.
Okay.
That way they'll be taken care of quicker, I guess.
Yes. I think the more guns and bombs and stuff we throw at them, the quicker they'll stop moving. I've just
Okay, so how
noticed,
about
I've just
how about we-
realised I need to, when you dig in, you know I've drawn that square there.
Yeah.
It also drops these 3 little dots on the square that I'm dug in on.
Okay.
So that's actually a visual representation of being dug in. So I needn't have done the square, really.
All right. So would you like me to move to what is that? Oscar. Papa 6?
I
Would you like
wouldn't go, because that, obviously, if you look at the contours, that's down on the ground.
Yeah.
I think you'd be better off staying, excuse me, staying up
High
on some of
ground.
the darker area, yeah.
Right. Okay. So we just let time roll.
Ah, we got a unit deployed here. Well, what do you want to do with Crossroads location 2? Anything or nothing?
I don't know. It's your call. Should we bring in the reserve that you have?
Well, you've just got Charlie in.
Okay, so let's get Charlie into the location too. What do you think?
I think that Charlie are going to have dropped sort of here and they'll be lost. I don't know for sure.
All right, so let's give it a go. Let me call in Charlie. See what they're doing. Charlie, report location. Charlie, report location. Charlie, head north. Oh, wow. The crossroads are defended by anti-tank guns. We can deploy our tanks if you capture the crossroads. Damn.
I'm thinking maybe if you bring Charlie over here to this hill, we might get a better idea of what's in the crossroads.
Awesome, awesome. I'll do that.
If you right click and look at their stats... Oh, I've just given you control of my unit by accident. Can I have easy back, please?
How do I do that?
Just right click on easy and click on the...
Got it.
Thank you. So if you right click on a unit and go to unit stats, it will tell you their sight range. So my easy unit can see 2 kilometers, which is 2 squares.
Yeah, same here for Charlie.
For Charlie. So if you stick them up on that hill, they should just be able to see the crossroads.
Right.
And maybe tell us what's there. Without getting
Charlie.
shot and killed, hopefully.
Oh, wait. What is that location? That is Echo 8. Charlie,
Echo 8.
move to Echo 8. Hopefully that'll work.
Just having a quick sip of brandy.
Or are they still lost?
Tanks arriving in 30 seconds.
Oh, they're at India 6. So let's take care of that. India 6 is here. Charlie, move to Echo 8.
HQ, enemy reinforcements are arriving from the east.
Here come the tanks.
Why aren't they getting why aren't I getting a response from Charlie?
Baker here. Those tanks are leading to us. Launch the ambush.
Are they receiving your... The Baker are engaging with the tanks right now.
Nice.
I don't know where they are though.
Baker here.
Charlie.
Tanks are shelling out.
There we go.
At least they're making them deeper.
Charlie, move to Echo 8.
If you won't take your voice commands, you can right click on him and just tell him to move that way.
Dig in.
Baker, status report.
Baker here. We're engaged at 5. We're fighting. Navigator, November 5. And angle.
Sounds like we're giving those tanks a good slap.
Nice.
Baker here. We're pushing back those
And we
tanks.
could actually look at the status report of the tank.
Uh,
Status.
you can look at the location of it.
They're at November 3.
They're being pushed back. November 3.
Yeah,
Are they?
yeah,
Oh, it doesn't tell me that on my one.
yeah. It does for me. So we should move them here.
I guess
we
I
can
don't have
actually-
line of sight of that. That's too far away for me to be able to see it.
Yeah.
So
I
they're
should
basically
move
going
up
over
one.
the hills trying to get to Valganera, I guess.
Should I move up to November 5 or Mike 5 with Abel?
Yeah, by all means. What do you want me to do with Baker? Hold or move?
Let me give the command first, and then we'll take care of yours.
Sure.
Abel, move to Mike 6. Mike 5. Abel, move to Mike 5. Mike 5. Perfect. So they're going to move here. Alright, so they're at Mike 5. And let's clear this up. Sorry, man. Sorry, give me a second.
No problem at
Clear
all.
all this up. So you're still at Baker. You're still at
Oscar 6, yeah. Easy. Status
all right.
report.
I think you should move. I think
You're
you should
at
move up
California.
on 5.
Say again.
I think you should move up Baker team at November 5 if you can.
Here.
Yes, sir.
Roger that. Baker, move to November 5.
Baker here, November 5. It is. Easy here. Everyone pick your targets and hold fire. Wait for
Okay,
it.
we're being attacked at
Wait
Valganera.
for it. Now!
Easy. Report status.
You're shooting base at California. We're firing upon Alligator at Juliet. Everyone is still combat
Should we
ready.
push up to Mike 3 and Lima 3? Get on the hill there.
Yep, absolutely.
Baker, move to Mike 3.
Baker here. Moving to grid 5. 3.
Abel, move to Lima 3.
What's going on with Charlie? What have they seen?
I'm gonna have them move up a bit.
ECU here. Time's almost up. Remember your objectives.
1 minute, 50 seconds remaining. Easy, status report.
Charlie,
Report status.
Easy here. Shooting base at California. In combat against
Charlie,
Alligator
move to
at
Delta
Juliet.
7.
2. We're fresh and able.
Delta 7. Delta 7. God damn it. Charlie, move to Delta 7. Delta 7. Delta 7. Jesus
Is
Christ.
it not taking Delta either?
Oh, we have visual on the crossroads.
Baker, status report.
Baker here. We're at
Okay, so
5.
there's enemies
3.
here and here.
Roger that. What kind of enemies? I'm guessing one is an anti-tank and one must be an infantry or something?
Charlie, report status. Alright, so the panzers are falling back. That's awesome.
Oh, nice. I didn't get that info.
Alright, so we got anti-tank guns. Bear. I placed the figurine. Do you see it?
What's weird is you've now got control of all 4 units. Have you noticed?
What's that? Say again?
You've got control of all 4 units. I don't have control of any of them now.
Oh, how is that? Wait,
I don't know.
Wait a second.
Able here. Looks like the operation is successful. Nice work, everybody.
We won?
ECU here's after wrap. All units begin
Wow.
wait till release.
We won.
We did it.
So, how many infantry did we see?
I think we saw no infantry. Am I right?
Did you say that Charlie spotted some at the crossroads, or did I mishear you?
Oh yeah, we did. We
At
saw
least one then.
Yeah.
We know there
saw
was one
tanks,
lot of tanks and one anti-tank, they said.
anti-tank.
Did you see
I
anything
think
else?
that's about it. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't remember seeing anything else. There was
No.
definitely no snipers. I didn't see any scouts.
No.
No engineers.
No artillery either.
Okay,
So
let's
let's
see if we
send
were
the
right.
report in.
Spot on, 100% right.
That is
Maximum
fantastic.
bonus.
And this is the first time we actually do the crossroads, right?
We didn't get the crossroads.
Oh, we didn't get it. Oh,
No.
damn.
I think you have to wipe out any enemies that are there,
Yeah, yeah.
which we didn't do. We didn't take out the anti-tank guns.
Shame. But
we
we did
got
very good as a mission as a whole.
Yeah, we got 200% there. We've got a medal as well, which is real nice. I think we should give that to you, to your guys.
Able team or able team. What do you think?
Whichever you choose.
Able or Baker?
Charlie lost more people. Don't give it to Baker. Baker have already got a medal from the last mission.
Right. Okay.
They're going to get big heads if they get 2 medals.
Hold on. We're killed in action 3. Is that? Am I reading that right, or is it 5?
KIA 5 for Charlie, 3 missing in action, 24 wounded.
So I think Able team should get it as. They only have 1. Oh no, they have 10 killed in action. I think Able should get it.
Fair enough. I'm happy with that. Able led the entire thing, basically. They were in it from the start.
That is awesome. Alright, so that's done.
I also like that it tells you how many rounds they expended, the distance they travelled, the damage that they dealt the enemy. So definitely Able were the best because they delivered 113.4 units of damage.
Absolutely.
Which is really cool, and gained the most experience. So yeah, Able definitely the best team.
170. That's right.
So what are your thoughts on the game? Bearing in mind, you kind of came into it.
Very detailed, very in depth. Didn't encounter too many bugs, so just the a bit of voice activation needs to be adjusted.
Yeah, it's fair to say it's got some issues there.
Overall, it's very intricate. There's a lot to learn. A lot of details provided in the game. I do like it a lot, but as a whole, to be honest, I'm more of a sim gamer. So I'm more of a hands-on. Give me the machine. Let me work it.
Yeah.
This to me, like strategy. I like strategy, but I'm not good at it at all. I was never good at strategizing, especially in wartime. I get very, very nervous.
Yeah. It gives an extra layer of complexity, doesn't it? Because you're not in control of the units.
I would run to the hills if I was ever put in that position.
Well, that's a good move, Jimmy, because you got better line of sight when you're up there.
That's my thought. What are your thoughts on it?
I really like this kind of thing. I mean, I'm a massive World War II buff anyway, so anything like this, because it captures so many like snippets and video footage. We haven't seen it yet, but I did mention it to you yesterday. It even forces you at certain points in the game to write letters to the mothers of men who died.
Did mention that.
Yeah.
The killed in action, you can actually write letters to them.
That's it. So I mean,
awesome.
I think it does a really good job of capturing the essence of World War II, what it must have been like. And you know, I for one personally have huge amounts of respect for anyone who was in World War II, whatever role they played. Even the people at home who were suffering, you know, bombings and stuff like that. It must have been a horrific time. We're going through a difficult time now, but it's nothing in comparison to what these guys went through.
Oh, absolutely.
It just brings that back to me. It makes me really appreciate.
So honorable.
Yeah, So from that perspective, I give it a massive thumbs up. Definitely the voice commands needs a bit of tweaking, a bit of work, but it's nearly there, isn't it? It's nearly a full package.
Yeah. Remember, guys, when these guys were actually fighting the war, they were half our age. So
Yeah,
yeah,
like
you got to think back
16,
in the
17.
yeah, and now they're actually veterans and war heroes out there. So if one of them is your grandpa or uncle or any kind of friend, neighbor, uh, go give him a big hug and tell him
Maybe shake their
respect.
hands.
Yeah, absolutely. So cheers, guys. It's always good to remember, and Remembrance Day is quite a special day indeed for all war veterans and everybody out there. Thank you, Mike, for providing me with this experience. Thank you to Foolish Mortals for providing us with keys to this game. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
So cheers. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This has been a first look at Radio General. Uh, Big shout out to everyone out there who developed this game. You guys did an amazing job. Good team.
Releases on Steam on the 9th,
Perfect.
so
Do
you
we know
can wishlist it.
how much it's gonna go for?
I don't have a price. I know what I think the price will be roundabout. What would you think a fair price to be?
I think it's gonna be about 22, 25 euros. About
I was thinking between 15 and 20 quid, so that's about the
oh,
same, I'd
that's
say, isn't it?
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's more linear.
Also,
but
just to push something else in there, it's got the ability to create your own maps and your own situations. It's a bit buggy at the moment. I haven't actually been able to do it, but I'm sure when it releases or soon after it releases, that'll be up and running. So
I
there's only
absolutely,
there's
I
only like 20
absolutely love.
missions now, but I think once the community gets hold of it, there could be hundreds, if not thousands of missions, and the map size can be enormous. So
Fantastic. I absolutely love the fact that they have online co-op and that we were able
yeah,
to get on this together at the same time. That is, I haven't seen this before in a strategy game like this.
no, it really works as well, doesn't it? I love the way
Yeah,
that we can swap
absolutely.
units between us, and you take them, I take them.
It's incredible.
It's great.
It's a great experience, guys, and I hope you guys get your friends together in on this and experience what we've done as well. So,
Yeah,
cheers to everyone. Don't forget, guys, share, like, favorite, subscribe, do all those good things, and hit up Sim UK. Tell him you came from our channel. Uh, Go say hello. Go subscribe to him. He has a lot of good stuff out there, guys. Especially the review series that he has. Is it any good? It's called. Check it out.
thank you,
Thank you,
Jimmy.
Mike.
Thank you, mate. And the same applies, by the way, anyone watching this video who doesn't know about Jimmy, which is unbelievable if you don't. Definitely head over there, check him out. You got so much content going on over there, and I've said this 100 times before. Jimmy Daly, in my humble opinion, is the best simulation driver I've ever seen. He's so calm, it's so controlled, it's brilliant. So if you're into that kind of thing, head on over there.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. Guys, thank you all for watching. Join us in the next one. Hit that
Stay
bell
safe.
icon just to be sure.
Stay
Bye,
safe.
y'all.
Bye bye.